Well, Happy New Year, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to 2024. And what do they say? Out with the old, in with the new. And that's something that a lot of people like to do, isn't it? They sort of think, oh, the new year, new start. They make their resolutions, and I'm going to promise to do this for so long. I shall give up smoking, or I might even start smoking. I might start smoking a pipe and enjoy the luxury of a bit of tobacco and how nicotine is quite useful for getting rid of a certain spike protein. But anyway, enough of all of that nonsense. The beginning of the year, well, it's sort of 2024, slightly worrying, maybe. A lot of challenges ahead, more of the same. We had a relatively safe 2023. What could possibly be lined up for 2024? A lot of things. But that sense of, getting rid of the stuff we no longer need, that there's been, as it was pointed out to me by one of my lovely viewers, there's been recently, in the last, 5 to 10 years, a sort of movement, hasn't there? There's been this sort of emphasis on minimalisation, on living with very few things, on getting rid of clutter, decluttering. I think it's something like... I forget what the term is. It's sort of death living, I think. I can't remember exactly what it is, but you get rid of all of those things. There seems to be a sort of urge on the social media for people to do that, and a lot of videos of people going, oh, look, I live in such a minimal environment. I barely got anything. All those memories of the past that I've picked up over the years, I've got shot of. I've digitized everything, all those photos in those photo albums, all on digital now, and I can just carry it on my phone or on a USB stick or on some, almost invisible thing that a visitor coming to the house, perhaps, or the flat or whatever it is, that stark, white, empty area that a lot of people are sort of planning to get into, where there's barely anything. No longer can you peruse on and have a look at books on the bookcase, or indeed those photo albums that might be around and go, oh, is that you going to Corsica? Oh, what a lovely, and look at you, how young you were there. Not seen, of course. And there seems to be this sense that a lot of people do want to live in this very minimalistic way. It's almost as if, now I've heard this phrase, you'll own nothing and be happy. Now, where did I hear that phrase? Seemed very popular for a while. A lot of people, you don't need all this stuff, all these memories and all of this. It's almost as if somehow this movement of minimalism, of decluttering, of getting rid of all the stuff that is attached to you is almost preparing you for something. And I wonder what that could possibly be. What could that be preparing you for? A life of not having a great deal? A life of just having everything all digitized? We've seen in the last year, of course, a lot of people, thanks to taking a certain medical intervention that was pretty much forced upon people, and if they didn't take it, they were victimized and laughed at and made fun of, that we've seen a lot of people having sort of health issues recently, and increasingly a number of people have found that their life has been snuffed out, bang, like that, almost out of the blue, unexpectedly. A lot of young people, people who you would not imagine because they're fit, sports people, for example, or people who just keep themselves very fit and in good condition, suddenly are on the floor lifeless. What's that all about? Very odd, you might ask, very strange. Newspaper seems to be full of these people. Very unfortunate. Or is it somehow somewhat premeditated? Was it planned that way? And this whole push to not have so much stuff makes it very easy for relations and relatives and people who need to clear the house and get other people in. Quite easy, doesn't it? All those memories of that particular individual, that life that was once here. They've already decluttered and minimalized their life and their digital world that there's now been, all those scanned pictures and books and whatever else it is, there's paperwork that's all on a digital file, can easily be what's the term I'm looking for? Erased, deleted, got rid of very swiftly. I wonder. I'm not suggesting for a moment this is happening. Of course, I wouldn't possibly suggest that this was some deliberate plan of part of some agenda in this particular decade that we're going into. But there does seem, if it seems to me anyway, and to the correspondent who got in touch with me, there does seem to be a very odd sort of sense of get rid of your belongings, live in this very minimum way, this minimalistic, you'll be better if you do not have the possessions around you. Well, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, my house is full of clutter and I have no intention of getting rid of it. Some of it, yes, some of it that I've outlived and no longer use. But my books and my memories, my scripts and my films and my various things, possessions that I've had, each one has a memory for me. And no doubt when I pass over to the next realm, whenever that is, hopefully not too soon, but you never know, that there will be a lot of memories for my children to explore and understand and appreciate of a life. Of course, they've been so busy with their own lives that perhaps they might want. I remember clearing out my dear old dad, and he had a lot of old memories and stuff, nothing of great value. But as I was clearing stuff out and throwing them into the skip, some sort of dilapidated tables and second-hand furniture which had no merit in it anymore. There were books and there were objects that had certain personal memories for me of my dad through his life. So I worry that people are getting themselves into a position where they're digitizing their stuff, that visceral things, real things, things you can hold and sniff and open and listen to the crack of that book and the texture of objects is being, I don't know, subliminally told to people to no longer need, that you'll own nothing and be happy. I wonder if there is this movement afoot, and perhaps we should cling on longer to our favoured things and make sure that our memories stay longer in this world than on a digital platform that can be snuffed out like that.